So I watched the 2001 version of Hellsing first. Let's do that review first. So Hellsing was fucking sick, you guys. That was fucking sick. The biggest complaint, let me get the complaints out of the way just before I forget, because I don't want to forget these because they're huge complaints about the first Hellsing, was the music was fucking trash. It had the worst music ever. I was like, holy fucking shit, this stuff sucks. The artwork was pretty legit. The best of the artwork, though, in that first Hellsing was definitely any time that Alucard was on the screen. Or Integra. I also loved how they drew Walter. Anyways, so basically Hellsing is kind of goes into, it's like Castlevania lore almost, right? Integra Hellsing is basically the present day leader of the Hellsing family, which has been around forever, slaying demons and vampires off the fucking planet. So her dad dies when she's really young. He was the leader. When he died, he knew that she was going to be in trouble, that like his evil brother was going to try to come after her and fucking, take over and shit. Basically, the Hellsing dad had this dude like locked up in a basement or some shit. I don't know, that was maybe some weird kinky shit. I don't know what was going on there. But he told her, he's like, hey, bitch, if you ever get in trouble, he called her daughter bitch. Hey, you stupid bitch. If you're ever in trouble, go get Alucard. And it's like, what? Who's Alucard? So Alucard is like basically this like unbeatable, unkillable fucking vampire that like anytime he takes the blood of his enemy, like he then absorbs that individual as well. So like he could fucking eat up Thanos, right? And now he's got Thanos, like, they can fight with him. Like, he's just super fucking buff, too. And he gets all the lives, too. So you could, like, kill him, chop him in half, but you're just killing one of, like, many lives that he's fucking gobbled up. So she goes and gets Alucard, he comes out, and they kill the brother. Yeah, kill the brother, her uncle. And she becomes the leader of the Hellsing Academy, whatever the fuck it's called, where they kill demons and shit. So that's just, like, the premise of the movie, right? So it starts off with this priest somewhere in like some like village or some shit is like killing all these people. They find out it's a vampire. There's this police unit that's trying to fucking, try to take down this fucking priest and all the ghouls that he's resurrected. So the only person that's left when Alucard gets there, because Hellsing's like, Integra Hellsing is like, yo, you gotta take care of this Alucard. And he's like, no problem, So he runs out there and he sees this fucking, he finds the priest, and the only way that he's able to, like, get to, like, fucking kill the priest is he's gotta fucking, like, shoot through the fucking girl, basically, because he's trying to use her as a shield. So he's like, hey, police girl, like, are you okay with dying right now? If that means I can kill this motherfucker. And she's like, yep. So he turns her into a vampire, and she was kind of annoying in the first one. Like, I actually really like, what's her name? Saris. Saris is the vampire chick, police girl. So she ends up becoming a servant to Alucard. That's her master. So she follows him. She ends up at the Hellsing Academy now. So that's like the plot of the show. Now the police girl's on board, and, they're going to fight crime together and shit. The first Hellsing version, the entire plot line from there on out is totally different. In the first one, it's about some group of vampires that are created by a chip being implanted into them. It's like some weird shit. They're all controlled possibly by like one main person or whatever. Like, start taking over like all the cities and shit. There's like all these uprisings of these stupid vampires with like chips in them. But they're like dumb vampires. They suck. They're not real vampires like fucking Alucard, right? Like, they're dumb. So, like, they're not really sure what's going on with that. So they go after those guys, right? Eventually, we find out that, like, someone is just trying to take over the whole fucking world, essentially, right? Like, that's always the plot, Like, bottom line. Towards the end of it, though, it gets really crazy. A little over halfway through, Alucard ends up fighting this, like, weird mind dude that's, like, ends up, like, he's, like, more powerful than him or something, right? And he almost fucking eats shit. But guess what? Man, right at the moment that you think, the hero, I guess he's not really a hero because he's kind of like evil, but whatever. You think Alucard's dead, he's not dead. Integra Hellsing unlocks level 0. So he gets to unlock level 0 of his fucking anime power. He fucking, boom, he comes out and he fucking, beats up the bad guy. And like, it's just like, it's a really hype ending. The ending of the first Hellsing is way fucking cooler than Hellsing Ultimate. So for the first Hellsing 2001 version, if I have to give that a rating out of 10, I would give it a 7.5. 7.5 out of 10 for 2001 Hellsing. I think that's good. So I just finished up Hellsing Ultimate last night. The things really quick that I don't like about it is I don't like the fucking ending. Now that we're already talking about it, I hated the ending in Hellsing Ultimate because the plot is totally different and the plot is fine. The plot is totally fine. So basically in the plot of Hellsing Ultimate is back in World War II, there were just obviously some people that didn't actually die from that time, from the Third Reich or whatever. So they've been in hiding for the last 55 plus years, because this was, math checks out, something like that, last 55 years. They've been planning for one single night, one single moment, and that is for them to capture Alucard. So some weird ass Nazi shit. These Nazis have been in hiding for the last 55 years. They even have someone on the inside, which is Walter, the fucking servant guy, which was super badass, the butler dude. It ends up all coming to a head on that last evening, and they actually beat Alucard at the end of Hellsing Ultimate, which is totally fine, but it's such an anticlimactic ending because it's he gets beaten and then it's 30 years go by and then he comes in looking sick as a dog, super washed up. He basically, in order to after that guy beat him at the end, he had to kill off all the boys' souls that he ate throughout the years, and then he was able to return home. And obviously, yeah, it implies at the end, Hellsing gives, Alucard some of her blood, so he's gonna get all buff again and shit, and everything's gonna be just fine. But it was so anticlimactic because then it just ends right there. I want to see anime, lights shooting up in the air, guns fucking blasting and shit. I want to see some crazy ass shit, happen. But the best things that I liked about Hellsing Ultimate was the way it was drawn. It was drawn hella fucking good. I really loved the artwork in it. The music was a million times better. Oh, one thing I didn't really like too much about it is it had more of that comedic relief, that weird drawing that was really present in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood that I didn't like, that I just had to look past. So I was just whatever, I kind of just moved past that shit. But overall, let's give a total score out of 10 for Hellsing Ultimate. Man, I was so butthurt about the ending. I think I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. So far, I've really started to try to just watch some of the better anime. So I feel in general, most of them are going to have higher scores. But yeah, I'm probably more generous. Those are my anime reviews. Also, go check out my YouTube because that's where they're going to end up.